With Tastefully Frugal, and we are ready for our first live of the week. Today we are going to be talking all about Smart Label, which is Cricut's writable vinyl. I want to make sure that we're going in our Cricut Joy group and our Cricut support group and make sure that everybody's here. So let me go ahead and check in on those groups really quick. If you're here, go ahead and say hi and where you're viewing from, or if you have any questions about Smart Label, leave them in the comments as well. So give me just 1 second. All right, Jen is here. Hey, Jen, happy to have you with us today. All right, looks like we are live in both groups. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is Cricut's Smart Label. The label or the product you're most familiar with is probably the writable vinyl, as you can see here. But there is also writable paper. So we're going to be talking about both of these today. Give me just 1 second. We have somebody that's trying to view but just can't find us. So let me get her on here and then we'll get going. Okay, so let's talk about writable vinyl. Let's talk about what you can do, what you can't do, project ideas, who it's good for, and all that fun stuff. Writable vinyl is perfect for just about anybody that has something to label, whether you are a mom that has your kitchen to label or a wife, kids' playrooms. This is great for teachers to label their classrooms. It's also great for professional organizers. And one thing that I love about the Cricut Joy and the writable vinyl is that there are so many options available. With like a label maker, you're even if you get a more expensive label maker, you're still limited on what colors are available and fonts and things like that. And with the writable vinyl and Cricut Joy, there are so many different options available. With Inside Design Space, there's over 400 fonts, plus you can upload your own fonts, so really the font options are endless, and there are a ton of different pen color options as well. Talking about pens, there are 5 different thicknesses, let's think about it for a second, of pens. You have your 0.3 millimeter, which is your extra fine point pen. You have your 0.4 millimeter, which is your fine point pen. You have a 0.8 millimeter pen, and then you have a 1 millimeter marker. I wanted to show you the differences of these here. I thought that I had all sizes of the pens already, but I realized I didn't have a 0.3 or a 0.8, so I ordered those, and I will update the post that I have here in the description for this video with a picture like this with all of them as soon as I get them here. So you can see the top one is what a 0.4 millimeter pen looks like. The second one is a 1 millimeter metallic marker, and the third one is a 1 millimeter glitter gel pen. So as you can see, this pink one, this bottom one here, has a little bit of smear. So Cricut has found, and I've also found as I've been playing with the Smart Label, that the glitter pens don't work as well just because they don't dry as quickly. I'll show you, we're going to cut a few projects today, but these, as soon as they write on there, you can move your finger on them and they don't smudge at all. However, the glitter does take a little bit longer to dry. So don't use the glitter pens on the Smart Vinyl. But this just gives you an idea of the different thicknesses and what they look like being written. If you were doing a smaller label, like I'll show you these like Spice Jar labels, you'll want to use the 0.4 millimeter pen just because you have a smaller space, and the bigger like markers, they just don't look as well with the small letters. If you're doing a bigger label, you can definitely use any size that you'd like. Let me show you the pens, what they look like and how to know what you have. Obviously, when you order it, it'll say whether you're ordering the fine point pen or the glitter pen. But once you have your pens, if you look at, let's see if you can see this. All right. I think it's still blurry. Where are we finding the magic spot? All right, you can't really see this, but there's an F on the end of the fine point markers, there's a G on the end of the glitter markers, and there's an M on the end of the regular markers. So when I store these, I like to store my pens face down. That way I can see what kind of pen they are, but also this keeps the ink down at the bottom. so that the pens don't run out of ink as quickly. A few projects that I've made with the Smart Label, I have labeled all my kids' playrooms. I made their tags for their toys. So my older boys who are 6 and, let's see, there we go. My older boys who are 6 and 7 know like where the toys go. Obviously my 3-year-old doesn't really understand yet, but it has helped out a ton with my older boys knowing what bins each toy is going. I'll be showing you today how to do the spice jar labels. And then also we're going to make labels. I have some homemade snow cone syrup that we use in the summertime, and I'll show you how to make labels with the writable vinyl on these. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Does anybody have any questions? Am I going too quickly? Okay, I want next to hop into Design Space and show you how to design labels, because I feel like that is a challenging point for some people. I'm not really sure how to make the labels, how to get to a writing font, those types of things. So we're gonna do it from my phone today just because it's easier to see. And for those of you that have had iPhone or iPad questions, I have an iPad in the mail coming, and I'm going to be working on that as soon as it gets here and doing a Facebook Live by the end of the month on how to use Design Space and everything that we're talking about with an iPad. So stay tuned for that. So give me just 1 second to get going here. We are in Design Space. Let's see, does that, it's kind of slanted. So I think I'm just going to flip. Okay, so we are in Design Space. We are going to go to New Project, and I realize my phone is dirty. I apologize. And so we have our blank, we have our blank canvas right here. So what we're going to first do is we are going to go to Images, which is right here. Sorry, my voice is going away. We're going to search cartridges. Now, if you are in Design Space on the computer, cartridges is also known as image sets. So we're going to go to cartridges, and we're going to search labels. So L-A-B-E-L. And you can see that there are a ton of pre-made labels, but there are also some different label sizes here. So like if you wanted to have these cut out, they have some. These are the ones, this label with the decorative. Sorry, it's kind of blurry, guys. This is what we're using for the spice jar rack. They have all different sizes, different outlines. So let's go ahead and we'll just pick this label with outlines, and then we'll just do the circle label. We've clicked this. Now we're going to click Insert. And we have this here. I'm going to make it a whole, oops, we're not going to turn it. Just trying to make it bigger so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, so here we have our label. If you go over to Layers, it's going to say it's too, that's why we have this here, because we made it too big, but I have it bigger so you guys can see. But you'll see that there is a draw function. So the circle and line is draw, and then the cream color is cut. So let's go ahead, and we have our label, but we need to add some text to that. So we're going to go all the way back over here to text. So it's loading our fonts, and here you'll see like this first one says writing, cutting, cutting. Any one that says writing, let's see, there we go. So this top one, can you see that there's how it says writing? You want to select, when you are writing on your labels, a writing font. So let's just go with this Cricut Sans. And then we're going to enter our text down here. Let's say we're making our snow cone syrups and we're making lemon. So we have our text there. And then we are going to go, make sure we have lemon selected. We are going to go to Edit right here. We have a whole lot of options. We have regular, so you have, if you want a regular or bold, you have your alignment, you have your size, your letter spacing. So letter spacing right here, this is what you would change if you have a handwritten font, like a calligraphy font, and you want the letters to be closer together. You'll just change this letter space from 1.2 to like -1, or anywhere, you know, sometimes it's -0.5, but you can change this number here to put the letters closer together. Here we have our line type that says cut. We're going to select cut. We don't want it to cut, we want it to draw. And then you can select which marker here. So as you can see, there's the fine point, there's the extra fine, there's the glitter. We're just going to select fine, glitter. And then we're going to click the check box up here, and you have your font. So when we have this here, I'm moving this so that it is in the circle. We have it lined up somewhat, so now I'm going to select everything. So I have both the text and, the circle selected. We are going to go to our actions. Oops, sorry, we're going to go to edit first. And I'm going to go over, where is my align? There it is. Click align, and then we want it to be centered completely. So we're going to click this align center, this first. Sorry guys, it's blurry. This first one that says center. So that has everything lined up. Now we want our label, our word, to cut out on our label. So next we're going to go to actions. And in actions, let's see if it can focus so you guys can see. We're going to click attach. So now this is ready to go. We need to make it smaller for our joy, so I'm just going to change this down. As you can see, when I change this up here, you can see what the width and height is. Let's just say that's what it is, and then we'll click make. So this has actually our labels already for the syrups that we're going to make. So let me open up my smart label and we will cut that out. So let's get everything out of the way. We have our joy here. No. Let's see. No, I don't. I was going to say I was going to switch the orange next to the grape, but I think they're 2.5 inches wide, and so they wouldn't fit next to each other. So we have it. We have our design. We're going to click. It's without mat. Continue. Connecting our joy. All right. Now we need to select our material. We're using our smart label. So not our smart label writable paper. We're using our smart label writable. Oops, okay. There we go. Sorry guys. Smart label writable vinyl. So that is what the white is. We're going to click smart label writable vinyl. See, that's there. We have the joy here. Let me scoot this back a little bit so you can possibly see both. I am going to actually, hold on. We are going to load our label into the joy. Okay, hold on. Let me get this back up here so you can see what it's doing. We don't want to see the crafting. We want to see. Okay, so you have your Cricut Joy. Next on our design space, you'll see here under number 2, it says tools and materials, loaded, black pen. So we want to make sure that we have our pen loaded. Now here's a neat trick. This side, so it is the right side of the joy, is magnetic. So you can hold your pen right there while you're writing. We're going to load our pen in. And then we're just going to click go. Now it is cutting. So it's going to cut our circles first and our line, and then it'll cut the words. If you guys have any questions, let me know. While this is cutting, it shouldn't take too long, but it's always fun for me to watch the Joy or Explore Error Maker cut. Also, if there's any Facebook Lives that you would like to see in the future, let me know in the comments as well. We're going to be going live every Tuesday and Thursday throughout summer at the same time. So we'll have plenty of time to go over lots of different crafts. Alright, we're just about done. Alright, so once it's done drawing, it'll tell us that we need to put our blade in. So I'm going to take the pen out and put the blade in, and then we can click go in Design Space again. This will be much quicker since it's just cutting the circle. Yeah, Jamie, I didn't know it either until I saw somebody, who was, I think it was Courtney from Cricut had shared that. So it's definitely a fun little hack so you don't lose your blade. Next in Design Space, let's see. We want to unload the map. We're going to unload this. So I'm going to put us back down and just label levels. Okay, and then one trick I've mentioned in other videos and blog posts is I like to use this paper trimmer to cut down my material. That way it's just easier to cut this way and you get a smooth cut. So we are going to cut this. Let's see if you guys can see this. I know that this is final. It's taking up a ton of space. There we go. So I'm just going to cut right here. Set this final aside. All right, now we have our labels, and there is no smearing, no smudging. And all you have to do is just fold Smart Label back, take your label off, and as you can see, you can repeat. I'm going to put this on so I can see what I'm doing versus trying to look in the camera. And there you have it. If you have wrinkles, you can totally take this up and smooth out the wrinkles and put it back down. You have that there. Let's see, Michelle, could you do a tutorial on how to make SVG images and uploading? Okay, Michelle, like how to create SVG images or just how to upload them or both? Yes, I can. And then Kristen, Bitmoji sticker video. That's a good question, Kristen. Let me learn how to do the Bitmojis, and then I can definitely show you how to do the stickers. I know what you're talking about. I just have not learned that. So that is a great idea. That's something I need to learn. And it would be also a good one to show on the iPad, too. So there you have it. You have your labels there. I do want to show you, we won't cut this out, but I do want to show you the writable paper. Writable paper. So this is let's get back up here. So we have the Smart label, and this is what it looks like. So this is a Smart product too, where you don't need a mat, so that has the side that doesn't have any material on it. If you ever have any questions if a material is smart or not, well, if you can use it matless, it's also called Smart. Just flip it over and it'll say Smart there. The Smart vinyl says the same thing as well. So this paper looks more, it's like the butcher block paper. This is perfect for obviously labels, but also if you wanted to do like address labels, or if you wanted to make a stamp to like close an envelope with on the back, like you know how they have the stamps that, like the ink, it looks like the ink stamp, you could do that. But this is just as thick, so it's got the same consistency, like not consistency, but it's just as thick as the writable vinyl, and then yeah, you just stick it on your label and smooth it out, and you're done. So this, the flourish there, this is a label kit or a label cartridge in Design Space, and then I just added the font. So that gives you a pretty basic idea of how to use, how to use the Smart label, Cricut Smart label, whether you're using the Smart vinyl or the Smart paper. You can do labels with both projects. Let me see any questions. Amy, is it washable in the dishwasher? So the Smart label and vinyl, so anything that you write on is not washable in the dishwasher. If it gets wet, it will come off. I intentionally wanted to make labels for the snow cone syrups because I know that they will probably spill, and I want to be able to show you how well it stands up or how well it doesn't stand up. So I will be making a post after we've used this a bit to show you what it looks like after it's gotten a little bit wet. Yeah, I would not put it in the dishwasher. However, if you're using regular, let me show you. no, that's removable. Okay. So if you're using regular smart vinyl, so there's the two different kinds of smart vinyl. There is permanent, or no, this is removable, and this is permanent. I have used both permanent and removable in the dishwasher, and they've held up fine. Removable is easier to take off, but I have used both on like tumblers, and I haven't had any issues with them. I think that's all the questions that we have. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. And on Thursday, we're going to be doing a layering iron-on project to show you the different ways that you can layer iron-on. But I hope that you guys found this this live helpful. And like I said, I did link a blog post in the description for this video that's all about the smart label, that tells you a little bit more about how to use it. It also includes a YouTube video that goes into more details as well. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you Thursday. Talk to you later.